Next thing we're going to talk about is draw D. Draw D is one of the most important things you can do in self-defense. All right? You can write that down.
What is it called?
Draw D. D-R-A-W-D.
I wish my husband was here because he has some serious road rage problems, and everything that you just talked about was like,
What happened?
he has road rage, like really bad. Like he engages with people all the time when he's driving. My husband.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying. I wish he was here because he's a crazy
I mean,
person.
you guys can always make another one for,
I'm just gonna send him to you and be like,
I love that.
Here, train. Make
Yeah,
sure
you
you
have
shut
to-
up.
You have to definitely keep in mind what the point is. So draw D is one of the most important things. Also want to make sure if somebody can write down, I want you to make sure, what did I say? Planning. Forward and reverse. I want to make sure I cover those.
Forward and reverse.
Yep. I want to make sure I cover salute. S-A-L-U-T-E. Don't need to cover that. Okay, so draw D. Defend, reinforce, attack, withdraw, delay. It's an assessment for yourself and it's an assessment for the person that you are in opposition with. Okay? So we cover body as an organization, so we know what our organization is capable of because we are ourselves every day. Okay. We know we ate, we know if we work out, we know what's sore, we know what's not sore, we know we do our back out, our knee out, so we gotta stand and fight because it's not gonna carry us very far. We know all of these things. We assess the other person, we saw that he got his knee wrapped, his fingers wrapped, we bust him in the throat, take away his oxygen, he can't breathe, organization fails, right? Take out his leg, he can't follow after us with his mobility. Spray him, douse him, take out his ability to continue pulling in information by taking out his eyes, his hearing, right? He can't continue to gather information, it gives us his ability to get away. We know we affect a person's motivation by affecting their want, their desire, their intent. But draw D is more tactical in nature, where it tells us exactly what we need to evaluate. Okay? So the first D in draw D is defend. What is your ability to defend? Okay? And what is their ability to defend? So when you're talking about what is your ability to defend, we're looking at, I have a gun for defense, I have mace for defense, I have some brass knuckles which are entirely illegal, but I have those for defense. I have a dog for defense. You're thinking, when I walk out that door, if someone wants to jump out and attack me, what do I have ready right now that I can defend myself with? When you walk out that door and you're locking up at the end of the night, you just stuffed everything into your purse and you're walking with your hands stuffed into your pocket and somebody wants to attack you right now. What are you going to use to defend yourself with?
Curl up in a little ball.
There you go. Great defense. Play dead. I don't know if it's going to prevent your pockets from being rifled through, but do what you got to do. Yes. What is your ability to defend? You have glasses. You can take that off the whatever the thing is called.
Arm?
Yes, I said that. Can be used to dig into the trachea. It can be used to dig into the eyeball. Okay, so look. So there's this guy who teaches self-defense classes. It's not me, I promise you, because I would never do this. But basically, he tells, he has all of these senior citizens, bingo-going senior citizens, gouge out their eyeballs with your keys. Just dig it in and pop it out. Why would you? Self-defense has to be appropriate to the person. It doesn't make any sense. I'm not banging on them. I'm not gonna say like Krav Maga or anything like that by name. I'll just say, these schools where you go and they're having you do all of these fantastic things that just does not match your personality. I'm not gonna go rip somebody's throat out. I mean, I might, you might, not. She will. I'm not gonna. I hate blood, but yet you're telling them to take the key and dig it into his trachea and twist it about until he can't scream anymore. It's just ridiculous. You have to do according to what you're really doing. So when you talk about what is your defense, and you got a pistol on your side that you know that you will never shoot at anyone, that's not going to defend you. It looks good, but if you come across the wrong guy, he's going to take it from you. Now he has a gun and your money, right? So you have to be realistic about what you're saying you have that you can use to defend yourself. Okay? A wall can be a defense. There's different types of cover. You have cover and you have concealment. Concealment, you can go inside of a tree and hide, conceal yourself, right? But it's not going to stop a bullet. So it just conceals you. The dark shadow just conceals you. It's not going to stop a person if they're shooting at you or threw a rock at you. It's going to still hit you. Cover, on the other hand, it can't hit you. You're hiding behind cover. So they may or may not see you as long as you don't consider bulletproof windows as concealment, because they can still see you. You're just behind cover where they can't hit you, right? So when we're talking about defense, the car can be used for your defense. The tree branch is always getting ready to break that no one's ever taken. That can be your defense. The rock that's placed, behind the cars and the parking structure, that can be your, form of defense. These are all things that you can use to defend. And it's not attacking, because you're not picking it up with the intention of going out to get somebody. You're just aware of it being there with the intention that if somebody comes at you, that you can use it to defend yourself, get them off, right? So, your ability to defend. What is their ability to defend? You want to evaluate that, This guy, now of course, it is, you are attacking for the purpose of defending. They are attacking for the purpose of taking. So, if you attack them, they still have to defend themselves. So you have to say, what is their ability to defend? You have to look at them, He has a gun, he has a bulletproof vest. Nice. Like, these guys well thought out everything, right? But you have to look at these things. Or he doesn't have a vest, or he has a helmet on, he has glasses on. You don't bleach in his face, then it's going to get in his eyes when he has glasses on. You just want to think about things like that. You see crazy stuff where everybody in the movie's laughing because the person did the darndest thing that everybody know in the movie there's not going to work, but that person in the heat of the moment did some nonsense that they threw a knife at somebody and it just bounced off. It's not really a knife, it's not even sharp. You just wasted the energy and the effort to turn around and aim and throw it, and it just, like, what's it going to do? That type of thing. We don't want to be in that type of scenario. So anyway, we want to assess their ability to defend, okay? Because if we attack them for the purpose of defense, we want to make sure that our attack is going to be effective. Which brings us to the R. It doesn't bring us to the R, but we're going to hit the R anyway. Reinforce. If you're defending yourself, who's going to reinforce you? Everybody got the ISIS in their phone, right? Yeah. Yes. Okay. So you want to know how you're going to be reinforced. Who is going to help you? If you're home alone on certain nights, talk to them. Hey, check this out. As long as the neighbor's not crazy, not giving them information that potentially makes them into an attacker because now they see that you're a target of opportunity. Not that type of scenario, but the old nice, retirees that are always nosy and saying hi to you, looking out the window every time. Hey, I'm going to be gone this weekend. I'm defending my house, right, by reinforcing it with my neighbors. Okay, so we want to know how we can be reinforced, and at the same time, evaluate them. Like we're talking about inside the grocery store, and you're in the aisle arguing with the one person, not knowing that their spouse is around the corner. I was telling someone the other day, I was having a dispute with one of the judges. It's a karate tournament. I have a dispute with one of the judges. It's a lady, and the guy is standing over my shoulder with his arms folded. And I just feel this ominous presence, like trying to talk to her, and then come to find out it's her husband. Like. He wasn't saying anything, and for all I know, it was just some guy. If it wasn't just for my spidey senses, But that was her reinforcement right there. And if we're not aware, we're at the very, very, very beginning. I was saying so much goes into self-defense. You have to be aware of your surroundings. You have to be aware of what's going on. You have to be able to assess. This isn't something that you just come from one class and be like, yeah, D-R-A-W-D, and then you go pack it up and put it away. You have to implement it. You got to practice it. You have to remember it. Like I said, it's not about being paranoid. It's just building constructive, healthy habits to help you stay safe. All right? So in evaluating what you're doing, I hate the movies where the person escapes and then they think they're home free because they just bashed in the person's head and left him knocked out, and then the partner shows up. He went out for Chinese. And they didn't even evaluate. They let all their guards down. They're turning on lights now. They completely oblivious to the idea that potentially the person has someone they can reinforce, they can help. All right. But we want to look at it from both sides. So we're looking at ourselves for reinforcement, we're looking for them to be reinforced. The ability to attack. What is your ability to attack? If you have the knife for defense, well, my gun is for offense. Right? That type of thing. You in and out secondary route. You always want to have two options, two ways at least, two actions. Always a minimum of two actions. Yeah, 5 basic action. You can put that down too. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So. Your ability to attack. You want to make sure that you reserve the ability to attack. You don't want to hinder yourself from being able to attack going on offense. If you have multiple aggressors, you want to make sure that you have the ability to attack. We can't just stand there defending ourselves. All right? We lose. If we go back to our body as an organization, we're talking about our mobility, we're talking about our industry, we're talking about our main effort, our reinforcements. All of that only has so much fuel to go off of. Okay? So at some point, if you're stuck defending the entire time, something is going to slip through. Some punch is going to slip through, some table, some bottle, right? So we can't just stay defending. We have to be able to attack as well. And we're attacking for the intended purpose of stopping them from being able to continue to attack. So when the officer asks you, right, well, I needed to get them to stop because I was getting tired. And I was fearful that once I exhausted my ability to defend myself, what they were going to do, essentially. And it's true. Because what happens when you're all exhausted and and you can't breathe and your arms are tired, your legs are tired, you can't run anymore? Who wants to run 5 miles and the guy's behind you all the time and now you have to fight, completely exhausted? Nah, if we're going to fight, every movie does it. They spend the first hour running. Right? They spend the first hour running, and then they finally come to the decision, we're going to stand our ground. And now the movie's over because they beat the person. Right? But while they're running, they done broke the leg, twisted the ankle, got shot, broke a finger, all this negative, bad stuff is happening. So when all they had to do was just stand there and fight in the first place. But they're fighting for the purpose of defense. But it's still the same concept. They went on the attack. They went offensive. So we always want to reserve that ability. Yeah. All right. So in attacking, why did you go into the bathroom? You can't escape from there. Withdraw. You have to reserve the ability to get away. You can't go inside the house and not know how you're going to get out the house. Right? You have to always reserve the ability to withdraw. You have to evaluate. All right, if this goes south, how am I getting away? And people it's called backing yourself into the corner, right? You back yourself into the corner, you have no way to escape, you didn't even evaluate it, all you're thinking, guns blazing, I'm about to go make my point. They have a rebuttal with their fists. And now you're screwed, because you didn't even think about how to get away. Okay? So we always want to evaluate our withdrawal. And then vice versa. Remember, withdrawal D is not just for you, it's for them. It's not just for them, it's for you. When you're looking at them, how are they going to get away? What route? What direction could they possibly go? And then close it. Right? We're talking about in and out secondary route. If we know that alley at the end is an easy way for them to get out, well, if we come across a person who is experiencing what they do and they have some limited understanding of how to carry these things out, that is not just some haphazard, I'm going to take something and then get away and just hope everything pans out, but they actually have some type of limited planning skills, they know what route they want to take. I mean, you only have to watch a handful of movies to know how to plan, right? Just the basics, all right? This is how we're going to get in, we're going to get out this way, and then we're going to go, right? Now, what happens if any part of that plan doesn't work? They move on. They move on to a softer target. They move on to a soft target. Who wants to rob a hard target unless it's just for kicks? Right? But even if it's a person who is, you know, even if it's a person just doing it for kicks, it's still like they have a range of just how kickiness this could be before it just gets ridiculously stupid, and they move on to someone else, you know? So I tell people, look, if this person woke up today, or has been living his life for the past umpteen years, and this is what he does, then he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. It's a matter of who he's gonna do it to. So if you present yourself as a soft target, you are unaware about your environment, you know, you leave the doors unlocked unnecessarily, the fence is supposed to be closed and locked all the time, is always open, you guys forget or don't care because it's not gonna happen here, right? Then we are creating a scenario where we are a soft target, and it increases the likelihood that someone walking along and they're like, hey, that looks like a soft target. Their gate is always, the security camera don't work, you know, they're always by themselves. You know, they always park all the way down at the end because they come to work too late and all the other parking spots, and instead of, you know, waiting for the first parking spot to open up where they can move their car and come closer to the front door so they don't have a longer wait. That's self-defense right there. That is the withdrawal. How are you getting out? Right? If we parked all the way back and around the corner in the dark because we showed up late, we're the afternoon shifts, and we know we're going to be leaving late, move your car during the day. I know y'all know the plans to go. Like, hey, Bob, hey, Sally, you know, hey, when you get ready to leave, let me know so I can move my car. And don't fire them for moving their car. I'm just saying. Not that you out there for too long. No, you know, it's defensive purposes because they're by themselves. You can't fault a person for trying to take some type of security, man. I'm not getting all you. I didn't do anything wrong.
They already do that.
Oh, sweet. Awesome. Yeah. I mean, some things are common sense, but then some things aren't. You know, you come to some places and they just haven't thought about anything. No, what do you mean you park all the way down the street and around the corner and you're in heels and you're in a skirt and you just flipped off like a dozen guys tonight because you're badass while security is there, but you still gotta walk outside. Who's to say, hey, remember that junk you were talking inside, right? Like, you completely forgot oblivious. All you're thinking about is going home. Your awareness completely gone. You don't know, you know. How about bringing some shoes? Like, everyone's like, oh, yeah. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. You know, you're walking around the hills, bring some shoes. Pack it back. You know, you have a skirt on. Take some extra pair of pants and some shoes and put them. It's not just because it's winter. It's because, I mean, hell, what if the tire went out? You know, you want to be on the side of the road trying to change the tire, flag some opportunistic nutbag down to help you, you know? And you in the skirts and heels, I mean, you know, what? Just slip it on, whatever. Withdraw. And then delay. Delay is very significant because it means that not only are you going to withdraw, you're going to prevent that person or impede that person from coming after you. You want to delay their ability to chase after you. So you always see, you know, in Born Identity or any other movie, the person being chased and running and they start toppling stuff behind them as they go, right? They're withdrawing, and as they're withdrawing, their throwing space to delay the person from coming after them, right? So if you're talking like inside of your house, if you withdraw down a certain passageway, hallway, back door leading out, and then just fling it open and just run, lock that mud, right? Lock it. Now you got to find another way, or at least slow him down from being able to come after. He's not just going to come chasing after you out the same door. You know, so you have the bolts that have the keys on both sides, the key entry on both sides instead of just a turn, right? Run there, take it out, put it in, right? Lock it. He's locked inside, and it's going to take him that much longer to come after you. You may even decide whether or not he feel like coming after you, right? And then you have that special rock. It doesn't have the key, it has the weapon, right? I mean, there's so many different. You want to delay the person coming after you, all right? So, however you decide that you want to do that, just keep that in mind, okay? So you have the ability to lock doors. You have doors that are hidden behind doors that can, you know, be plopped down, tilted, you know, so the door can't, even inside your bathroom, you know, between the door and the tub, you know, if you had a little board, paint it, color it, decorate it, however you want, just make it part of your scenery, and you can lay it down between your bathroom, tub, the toilet, you know, the sink, and the door. Prevent it from being kicked in, right? got the little flimsy lock on there, what's it supposed to do besides let a person know, hey, I'm in here, okay, thank you. But if it's somebody who's really trying to get in here, it's not going to do anything. They're really trying to do that. So it's the delay method. Meanwhile, you're going to withdraw out the window that you already had mapped out because you thought about it ahead of time. So you have the little collapsible ladder sitting underneath the sink inside the bathroom. And when you slide open the bathroom door or window, you can drop it out. Right? Not just for fires, to escape in case somebody comes after you, or in case somebody, breaks in. So we want to go over those things. It'll suck to come to a window that you need to jump out of and you have no way of getting out because you didn't even evaluate it. And it's so great to know that you actually have a window that you can get out of that they can't come following after you. And it drops down. That's the little slinky there. And it pops out. Right?
Do we have one of those?
My exit strategy, I already have the exit strategy for upstairs, is that I jump out the window, I run on the roof, I go on the side, and then I go down. Right.
You guys have your battle ropes around here?
Yeah.
We do.
Right.
That's true.
Yeah. So defend, reinforce, attack, withdraw, delay. All right. What's the other thing on there I want to go over real quick?
Forward and reverse.
Yeah, I covered that. So for reverse planning. So there's two ways of planning, okay? You plan according to your abilities, or you plan according to the situation, okay? So when you plan according to your abilities, you have no idea what the potential threat is, all right? You have no idea what the potential threat is, so you just strengthen your abilities so that given circumstance that comes your way, you'll probably more than likely be prepared to handle it. So, for instance, planning according to your abilities is like a boxer, right? Doesn't know what his next fight is, last minute his fight gets canceled, yes, he gets paired up with somebody. He doesn't know who the next person is, they just bring somebody in, right? If he only trained according to the person he's going to fight, he'd be screwed. Because he only worked on his left side and not his right side. Or he only worked on this and not that. Right? So now when the guy cancels, you got to fight somebody else. Happens all the time in amateur MMA fights. Somebody doesn't show up. And you did all this training for this one particular person, which, by the way, is training according to the circumstance. Right? The other way of planning according to the circumstance. Where you know what football team you're about to play next, and you know who they're playing, and you train accordingly in order to beat them. And every week, you look at the new footage for the new team. Planning according to the circumstances, right? Okay, so according to your abilities would be the other scenario. You want to be well-rounded. You want to strengthen everything because you have no idea what the scenario is going to be. I don't want to just learn how to use a gun. What if I run out of bullets? I want to learn how to use a knife too. Or I want to be able to use my hands in case I drop a knife. Or I want to be able to use my legs, so I'm going to strengthen them a little bit. I'm not just going to work on my lower body and I'm going to do so I can grip and work on some pull-ups and so I can do things because I don't know what scenario it is. And you're like, dang, I wish I would have did just one more push-up and I would have get that door open or pushed it closed or lowered the window or pushed them out of my way. But because I have all this lower body, weak upper body strength, hear it all the time. Clients always going, I'm so weak upper body strength. My legs are strong, but I can't. Well, let's go do some stuff for that. Right? With the security mindset in mind, but they're not thinking about it. They're just thinking about, little things that they try to do, whatever, carrying groceries in the house. Well, will somebody follow behind you with the groceries? No, we didn't do it. So, forward planning, reverse planning. So, forward planning is planning according to your, you know what the objective is, and you know where you're starting from. And you say, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this. So it's going to be based upon the order of importance, order significance. So it's forward planning. You start from wherever you are, and then you head towards the objective, and you plan accordingly what you need to do in order to get to the next level. Reverse planning is the exact opposite. And it may sound redundant, but it's actually very, very helpful. And I actually prefer it more than forward planning. So reverse planning is you start from the objective and you work your way back to where you need to be in order to accomplish the objective. So if you're looking at, I have to be at work by 6 a.m. No, 6 p.m. Let's say 6 p.m. I had to be at work at 6 p.m. And I know I had to go to the grocery store. From the grocery store to, I don't know, for whatever reason you're going from the grocery store to work. You know it's a 30-minute trip. So that gives you 5:30. And then you need an hour inside the grocery store. I don't know why you're taking all those groceries to work, but that's from 5:30 to 4:30, right? And you have to get to the grocery store from home. That's 30 minutes. I don't know why you're going to these places. They're so far away from each other. But that is now 4 o'clock. And then, you have to walk the dog. That's another hour. That's 3 o'clock. You have to eat lunch. That's another hour. I don't know why it takes you so long to eat, but that's 2 o'clock, right? We're going backwards, reverse planning, to the point that you wake up. Now you run forward and you can execute the plan. It is so simple, but if more people knew this, right, and did it, it'll make things so easy. Like, I have all the time in the world, I can make it, right? But you really don't. And because you didn't do reverse planning to see exactly how much time it would take for this, and this, to see when you actually need to wake up in the morning, you're screwed. Because you say 9 o'clock, and you know dang well it's going to take you 50 minutes to do your hair, it's going to take you, 40 minutes to shower, it's going to take you 20 minutes to get out of bed, and you only gave yourself an hour, right? Just saying it is saying, oh yeah, I do my hair and I, eat and I'll be out the house. But it takes longer than that. And because you don't allow enough time, you don't get up early enough. Same thing for defensive purposes. You have the reverse planning. The objective is to get to the car, right? In order to get to the car, I have to get across this expanse. Am I just going to run across the expanse, or am I going to skirt inside, cover and concealment to make sure the person can't see me running across the expanse? The expanse may be a parking lot, it can be a driveway, it can be the lawn, right? You have to get across that. So now we're talking about cover and concealment. How are we going to get there, and what can I use to cover myself or conceal myself in the process of getting there? Now, in order to get down to the area, before I even get to that area, I have to go through a door, right? So now, if I have to go through this door, how am I going to get to this door? Now, when I get to this door, let's remember that if he is chasing after me, I have to
delay.
Huh?
Oh, I was going to say delay him.
Very good. I delay him from using it after I use it, right? So we're putting everything together we just covered, right? So now, from this door, I start at the top of the stairs. Now, how do I get downstairs? Because I already know the creak in the step. Now, also, keep in mind, in and out secondary route. I always have to have a secondary route. So if I'm planning, this is my primary route, to come down the stairs and go this way, I need a secondary route just in case. Who if he's downstairs and he's coming from that way? Now he just killed my entire plan and I'm screwed because I didn't have a secondary, right? So now I have to make sure that in this reverse plan I have to get to here. In order to get to here, I got to get to here. In order to get here, I got to get to here. So I know if I can get to this door, I have to have the key. I'm going to put the key. I'm not going to put the key over here. So I'm going to put the key here, and I'm not going to get to the key, right? Going forward planning on that is just ridiculously crazy because now it's like, okay, I need to get outside. But even from there, I'm going back to reverse planning by nature because that's just how I do it. But it's just ridiculously more hard, and you might lose different things in order to help you accomplish certain things, right? You might forget the key. You might forget to reinforce this door, So, draw the leg, we got that, floor plan, reverse planning. What will be on?
Salute.
Okay, so salute. Salute is kind of off topic, but it's in topic. Salute is an enemy report. So the whole purpose of this is self-assessment and opposition assessment. That's what all these are for. So we got draw D to evaluate yourself and their abilities. You have your body as an organization, so you're assessing your abilities and you're assessing their abilities. And then you have salute report. So the salute report is straight out of the Marine Corps. Nothing's changed in it. Size, activity, location, unit, time, and the date, and the equipment. It's a straightforward report about who it is or who they are. Because people forget to even, and the police are there like, hey, so what's this and what's that? I have no idea. I was just trying to get the hell out of the room. I'm not mad at you about it. But if you are aware about certain things ahead of time, you'd be surprised what your brain picks up on if you already told it what to look for. But if you're trying to escape at the same time and draw out a tactical plan and see who's who, and you have no idea how to do any of this, or you didn't program yourself to do any of this, you're gonna have a really hard time trying to do it in the moment, right? So, size, how many people are there? Activity, what What are they doing? This works really well if you want to, become a senior citizen and get retired and live in front of your window. It works really well. They keep you busy all day. Size, 2 of them. Activity, walking across the street, picking your noses. Location, Ford and Gratiot, right? Unit. Well, okay, so unit is like if they're part of the organization, they're part of the Bloods, they're part of the Crips, they were police officers and beating the crap out of a person, or the person beating the crap out of whoever, right? Unit. Who are they? And then we gotta remember the time of the day. When did this take place? What time did this take place? And then the last and also one of the most important questions is equipment. What did they have with them? And we can run off into equipment, it's a whole other thing. We're not going to do that. But sometimes disguises is equipment. Baseball hat, sunglasses, a cane, umbrella, backpack. These are things that a person is equipped with for going out. I mean, for all you know, the backpack is what gives a person away because it tells you what school they go to, or if they're in school, So you never know, and it's just being aware, to be able to provide the information to the necessary authorities to help permanently resolve the situation after you escape. Was that it? Was that the primary hits I wanted to hit? Let me make sure.
Yes, sir.
Speaking of old
He just
people
did
in front of
salute.
mirrors.
He said size. There are 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Activities they're having in class.
Oh no.
He just loves
Oh my
the
god,
dog.
he just lost his dog.
He just lost his dog.